There are some really weird traffic laws around the USA, and while most drivers have the basic driving laws down pat, like red means stop and green means go, and hopefully they also have a decent idea of some of the lesser known rules buried in the back of the state's handbooks. However, there are plenty of municipalities out there that have strict and or obscure traffic codes that you may not know about, and if you're in these towns, you kind of do want to know about these. And many of these leave residents scratching their heads and why they haven't been removed from the books. But here are a few of the laws around the country that are likely to catch even the most diligent rule followers off guard. It's illegal to run out of gas in parts of Youngstown, Ohio, because running out of gas is not a good idea anywhere. But in the city of Youngstown, Ohio, it adds a legal burden to those who are already dealing with the issue of blocking traffic or causing a problem. Per section 331.44 of all the city ordinances, in quote, no person shall operate or permit to be operating any vehicle within a congested district bounded by Chestnut, Walnut, Boardman, and other commerce streets without sufficient fuel to drive the vehicle from the district. I'm not sure where that would come from, but there are offenses of increasing severity levied to those who apparently didn't learn their lesson the first time around. I don't know how many times in your life you're going to run out of fuel, but it's good to know. You are not allowed to honk your horn at night outside certain venues in Little Rock, Arkansas. Now, wondering what the heck is taking the waitress so long to hand you over your sandwich? Well, if it's a few hours after normal dinner hours in Little Rock, Arkansas, you better not lean on the horn to find out. As explained in the City Code Section 18.54, in quote, no one person shall sound the horn of a vehicle at any place where cold drinks or sandwiches are served after 9 p.m. I don't even know what to think about that one. Using obscenities within earshot of someone else is a no-no in Rockville, Maryland. Now, most of us have unleashed some colorful language when reacting to inconsiderate or reckless drivers on the road, but a little extra restraint is required when passing through the city limits of Rockville, Maryland. Per Ordinance 13-53, in quote, a person may not profanely curse or swear, use obscene language upon or near any street, sidewalk, or highway within hearing of persons passing by upon along such street, sidewalk, or highway. Oh boy, I think I might be in trouble personally. It's against the law to cruise past that same spot in Westminster, Colorado. Feeling like showing off your wheels or maybe seeing some interesting people that might be catching your eye? Well, you cannot drive past that same street, that same spot in Westminster, Colorado. Just make sure you don't retrace your tracks after the sun goes down. As stated in Ordinance 10-1-18, and quote, it shall be unlawful for any person to operate a motor vehicle or any owner of a motor vehicle to permit its operation past a traffic control point 3 times in the same direction within any 3-hour period between the hours of 9 p.m. and 4 a.m. I don't know who makes up these crazy rules. A rider cannot race horses on Rhode Island highways. Riding a horse is generally fine and dandy across the compact state of Rhode Island, but be prepared to pay the price if you steer that mount onto a highway and get him to gallop. Per state law 11-22-11, in quote, every person who shall drive any horse over any public highways for the purpose of racing or trying to speed of the... I gotta do this whole thing over again. This is too stupid. Every person who shall drive any horse over and on the public highways for the purpose of racing or trying the speed of a horse shall be fined not more than $20 or imprisoned not exceeding 10 days. I don't make these rules up. It's illegal to let your chickens cross the road in Quitman, Georgia. The southern small town of Quitman, Georgia, according to Section 8-1 of the City Code, says, in quote, it shall be unlawful for any person owning or controlling chickens, ducks, geese, or other domestic fowl to allow the same to run in large upon the streets or alleyways of the city. In other words, it's illegal for the chickens to cross the road to get to the other side. I had to do it. Camels are not allowed on public highways in Nevada. Now, you might think this has something to do with the shenanigans emerging from some place in Las Vegas, but it's actually a result of a U.S. Army experiment gone awry. In the 1850s and 1860s, Army leaders imported camels to Nevada with the intent of training these creatures to shoulder supplies for Uncle Sam. However, When it turned out that the camels presented a threat to horse traffic, the state legislature in 1875 passed an act that made it unlawful for the owner or owners of any camel or camels, dromedary or dromedaries, to permit them to run at large on or about public roads or highways of the state. I wonder how many camels are still left in Nevada. It's against the law to hug a driver in Washington state. Now, sometimes it may feel like we could all use a big hug, and more hugs are always a good idea, but you'll need to be careful about spreading your love while in transit through the Evergreen State. As explained in section 46.61.665 of the Revised Code of Washington State, in quote, "It shall be unlawful for any person to operate a motor vehicle upon the highways of this state when such a person has in his or her embrace another person, which prevents the free and unhampering operation of such vehicle." So no hugging while driving. Okay, that kind of works. There are plenty of other silly laws in place, and why they have not been changed or altered, who knows? And that's up to the citizens of that area to make those changes. But I'm sure you have some silly laws in your areas too. Put them down in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. If you have any questions or comments, I'll be more than happy to answer. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee. The link is in the description, plus all the links for our website, social media, my book, and our podcast. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.